Om Shanti, continued from part 6. B.K. Manoharindraji, who is now a main teacher in Madhuban, Godly University headquarters, said, I had seen Dadaji and his family many a time. One of Dadaji's houses was near my house. One of Dada's sons, whose name was Narayan, studied with my brother. When the marriage of Puttu and Bodhraj was announced, I was invited to attend, and of course I did. One of the specialities of the occasion was that there was no shouting or sounds of voices or earthly worldliness at all. It felt almost like a vision, as if the marriage of a goddess and a deity. It was like an oasis of peace in the midst of Kali Yuga. I was very much impressed by that scene. The thought arose in my mind that I did not like the ordinary people of today. People who were full of passions and ego, but I did like very much the pure life lived so gracefully by the family of Dada. Grateful and seemingly always in motion, that was Dada Lekraj. He had his diamond shop in Calcutta, but also conducted much business in Bombay. He owned houses in both cities, as well as a residence in Hyderabad. At all three places, he lived at ease as the head of his princely family. A man at the height of his powers, and he was happy. It was the custom in India for men with religious inclinations, as powerful as Dadas, to go away to the jungle and live as renunciates. But through Dada's devotion to God was deep and unwavering. He never entertained the idea of leaving home from the seclusion of a Vanaprastha ashram, which is a kind of religious hermitage where devotees often spent their retirement years. At last, when Dada turned 60 years of age, his wife Jashoda said, Now we ought to go away to some lonely spot. Dada thought this over. Wait, he said, I have earned so many hundreds of thousands of rupees. Let me double this amount of a savings, and then we shall become Vanaprasthis. Dada was clever in earning money, and his idea was to work for 2 to 4 years more, and then to give his great wealth in donation to the needy, and to spend his final years in devotion. But as the proverb states, man proposes, God disposes. For suddenly something happened in Dada's mind. All worldly attachment dropped away. He began to receive indescribable experiences within himself. Dada, from that point on, wanted only to be left alone. He spent his time in contemplation and thinking. The grace of divine knowledge. One day, while Dada was sitting in the back hall of his bungalow with a group of fellow disciples of his guru, he began to get another strange experience. He recognized these unique inner sensations now as the onset of a spiritual encounter, but still he knew neither their cause nor purpose. Yet there was an exquisite sense of heightened perception, a new clarity of mind and vision. A powerful intuitive grasp of reality was growing in him inexorably. He went to his own room to get away from the company of his visitors. As he sat alone, absorbed in the incomprehensible manifestations of a new level of being, he was filled with a divine intoxication. Waves of unutterable bliss surged upon him, drenching him in ecstasy. He had gone beyond all consciousness of his body. He was pure soul, pure light, afloat in an ocean of bliss. Then a revelation, a vision of the four-armed form of Vishnu. The other thought the appearance of this vision had been given by the grace of his Guru. So, when the experience was over, he went joyously to the Guru and lovingly described the entire experience. But as he was talking, the other realized by the Guru's blank reaction, by the stereotyped feelings and emotions which the Guru expressed, that this man had no knowledge of what he had just passed through, and that to give such an experience was wholly beyond the Guru's powers. And so the other's mind turned towards the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the incorporeal one. He realized at last that there is only one Satguru, and that is God Himself. Only the one God can be the giver of grace, the bestower of divine perception and divine intellect. Any human who calls himself God or claims that God is omnipresent is perforce an impostor. It was God who had sent him that shimmering vision of Vishnu. The other felt that clearly what he still had to know was why. To be continued tomorrow. Om Shanti.